So everyone, going to be looking at the shop and some of the different heroes today. Each hero is going to have their own video. The first will include the shop tutorial. So the shop you access from the main Heroes of the Storm playlist, play screen rather. Shop just up here. Click on that and you're taken automatically to the Heroes tab. Heroes can be bought with either gold, which you earn by doing quests in game, or they can be earned with real money, so you buy them. You can search for heroes directly. You can search by roles. Of course, there's the warriors, who are kind of tanky bruisers. You've got assassins, pretty much as the name says. They assassinate, lots of damage, but squishy. Supports are supports, and specialists are actually the coolest role that's kind of exclusive to Heroes of the Storm, where you end up basically having to try and get some unique things. So they might not actually engage in the battle directly, and they may do some other sweet things there. You can also hide ones you've owned, and you can sort them by like price, alphabet, release date, etc. There's also these cool little hexagons which show how many more there are. So the first hero that's coming up, I'm just going to do them in order of release date, or they're all released at the same time, so they're basically going to be the same. So we're going to have a look at Stitches. Stitches is a pretty cool champion. He's got some cool abilities which we'll also take a look at. But for a start, he's from the Warcraft franchise, World of Warcraft franchise. His backstory is: take care when traversing the shadow trail of Duskwood. Ever since Acrombian the Embler unleashed his abomination upon Darkshire, Stitches has wandered the road aimlessly, hungering for the flesh of low-level Alliance players. World of Warcraft days have made me very scared of him. The model viewer itself, you can turn around, nice and easy, you can get a full look, and this is what it actually looks like in-game as well, so it's not like these are particularly nicely done models just to make you want to buy them. Starting abilities, let's take a look at those. So this is probably a signature move, Hook. Hook, you throw a hook out, which pulls, stuns, and damages the first enemy hit. I'm not entirely sure whether or not that includes a minion. I suspect it will. Slam, damages enemies in an area, pretty obvious. Devour, restores health and damages an enemy. You've then got Vile Gas as his combat trait. This is like his passive. When struck, emits a cloud that damages enemies, so he does a little bit of AoE every time he's hit. Heroic abilities, he's got Putrid Bile as his first option, slows and damages enemies near Stitches. Or Gorge, imprison an enemy inside Stitch's stomach for a short time, and that place doesn't look too nice, it's got like teeth and everything. Next, you've got Appearance. So he's got a couple of different skins, we can preview them. So we'll first look at those. So we've got normal skin. This is Psycho Stitches, so Abomination Stitches, Psycho Stitches. That looks incredibly awesome. The hockey mask, chainsaw, pretty much every like horror film ever. And then Chef Stitches. I like the floating fried eggs as well. I don't know how physics is allowing them to stay there, but it's all cool. Then you've got another cool thing as well, which is kind of unique to Heroes of the Storm. Skin variations. These are unlocked by doing hero quests. They change the colour of the skin. So key elements of the skin you can see here, change it to red, change it to a dark blue. On Psycho, starts off as blue, I can change it to this browny colour, or camouflage colour as well. And Abomination, I can just change the colour of my Abomination completely. So that's all pretty awesome. Next is talents. This is one of the most critical things in Heroes of the Storm, and I'm probably going to do a video on talents alone and how they work. So you select talents when you're going into game. So you've got to reach level 8 to unlock extra talents for use. But basically, as your hero levels up, you activate different abilities and you can choose what these talents will do. So, for the moment, just sitting here, my talents are Path of a Warrior. Your hero gains an extra 25 health for every level gained. And Regeneration Master. Gathers 3 regeneration globes to permanently grant you plus 3 health per second. It stacks. So that's actually quite powerful. You can get a lot of regeneration with that. At level 4, Amplified Healing. Increases healing taken and regeneration effects by 30%. Superiority. Reduces damage taken and by non-heroic enemies by 50%. So that massively reduces damage minions do to you. Level 7, Block. Periodically reduces the damage received from hero basic attacks by 50%. Stores up to 2 charges. And Relentless. Reduces the duration of silence, stuns, slows, snares and roots against your hero by 0%. So that doesn't seem too good. Reducing it by 0% doesn't seem like the greatest thing ever. Level 10, Putrid Bile. Emits damaging bile that deals 20 damage per second. Slows enemies by 35% for 8 seconds. Seems pretty awesome. That's his ultimate. Or Gorge. You can only pick one of these heroic abilities, and that's important to know. Level 13, Spell Shield. Periodically reduces the damage received from enemy hero abilities by 50%. And that's got 2 charges as well, so that sounds pretty cool. Mega Smash. Arc and range of slam increased by 25%. Sounds good. Level 16. Enemies that attack you have their attack speed slowed by 30%. So, as you can see, Stitch is a massive tank. That's what he's aiming for, soaking up all the damage. And Fishing Hook. Hook has an additional 5 range, but that'd be really potent. And of course, level 20, Resurgence of the Storm. Upon dying, revive back at your ultra after 5 seconds. This is going to occur once every 120 seconds. So not quite an instant respawn, but pretty close. And Bold to the Storm. Activate to teleport to the target location. That seems really cool. So we've looked at that. He's also got some quests. These are unlocked when you reach player level 10 and when you reach player level 20. So I can't actually look at those yet. Now the last thing for a cool feature of Heroes of the Storm is you can try a hero before you buy. And that I think is such an awesome thing. And we're going to take a quick little peek at that now. So let's load in and see what Stitches is doing. I'm guessing Try Me is going to have a bit of a new update on the font and things like that.
Choose a talent.
Okay, so I've got to pick which I want. I'm going to go with the Gorge. So full damage is obviously Putrid Bile deals 50 damage per second and slows enemies by 35%. Or I can Gorge, which I grab someone in my stomach for 3 seconds, deals 75 damage per second to them. So I'm going to go with Gorge for the single target. Now, a couple of things to note in the overall interface that we're going to take a quick peek at. Okay, this is in the Try Me map, so everything's controlled by you. There's only a single lane to work through, to play with. You can toggle minions, whether they spawn or not. You can instantly make them spawn or despawn. You can refresh forts whenever you want to, so that they're remade. You can instantly reset your heroic ability or choose the other one. And you can clear all your cooldowns, just so you can really keep testing things. So nothing about this is meant to be balanced. These abilities are basically buffs to your hero. So I've got Block as a start, and you can see I've got 2 charges of Block. Reduces the damage done from the next weapon attack. Alter Protection, Invulnerable, increased health and mana regeneration, and I can mount instantly. And I'm mounted, so I've got 20% increased move speed. This poor horse does not look big enough for Stitches. Abilities, remember, I've got Hook, Slam, Devour, Gorge, and Vile Gas as my heroic trait, or my combat trait. Gorge deals 500 damage to minions or 150 damage to heroes, restores 20% of Stitch's maximum health. That seems pretty awesome. So I'm going to move in. Obviously not much else to do here at the moment, so I'm going to toggle some minions on. I'm going to dismount. I'm going to look at some of my ranges as well. So this is Hook. Gets a nice little hook there. It does work on minions, it would seem. Next thing I'm going to look at is my Slam. It's going to come in and slam everything in front of me there. So a nice bit of damage. Then, of course, I've got my Devour, which heals me up and also basically instantly kills a minion with 500 damage. And then finally, I've got Gorge, which allows me to eat up an enemy champion. And if he's actually deposited where I come out, he does. So I can knock him a long way back, which is pretty awesome. Getting on a bit of a juke now with Arthas. He's going to try and fight up against some of my minions. Going to go for a Hook. And another nice little Slam. I don't think I'm going to be able to chase him down for the moment, but I can keep poking. Of course, if I want to, I can clear all my cooldowns, and then I can just quickly go and do it again, so I want to test out what it's like. So I'm going to come and deposit him back over here, and he's dead. Okay, toggle minions off for a moment, and that's because I want to reset my heroic ability. I want to have a look at Putrid Bile, the other option I've got. So, let's see what this does. Again, it just emits a bile that deals 50 damage per second to enemies within them, slowing them by 35%. So quite powerful. It's got a 60-second cooldown, so let's toggle some minions on, get them out here, and then we'll come to kill them all as they come out. So here we go, toggling my bile on. I've got a nice little cooldown for it, as you can see. It's doing a nice amount of damage, really strong pushing ability. Getting a lot of damage done already. Dealing a nice bit of damage to Arthas. Notice that this attack bar, or the targeting bar, changes colour when I'm about to hit something, or if I am on target to hit something. Cool ability there. Seems most of my abilities do work up against things, up against buildings, so that's always good. Malfurion getting a little bit too eager there. Hooks work. Oh, a hook actually seems to go through a minion, which is quite interesting. So I'm not quite sure how that worked. I want to try and test it again. So I'll clear my cooldowns. I'm going to stand definitely behind minions. Does it work? No. Okay, so it does hit minions first. As the same though as before, I can just go for a nice little bit of damage. Use my Devour on Arthas. Trying to chase him down with Bile, but he goes through the gate, so he's back to safety. So that was a nice little look at Stitches. Let's take a quick look at his modelling game. Of course, we can zoom nicely up. You can see he looks pretty damn hardcore. Nice little bit of spine coming out there. The teeth in his stomach. But yeah, that's Stitches. Hope you all enjoyed looking at this. And that's where the VOD's going to end. Stream, stay tuned.